My name is Emma, and for 28 years, I believed I was the luckiest daughter in the world. I grew up in a big, beautiful house where Sunday dinners were loud with laughter, where my father called me his princess, and my mother braided my hair every night until I was 15. I had an older brother, Daniel, who protected me like a shadow. Our family looked perfect from the outside, the kind people envied. But even in that perfect picture, something always felt off. There were whispers behind closed doors that stopped the moment I walked in. There were old photo albums that suddenly disappeared when I asked to see them. And every time I asked about my grandmother's tears on my birthday, Mom would just smile and say, "She's just emotional, sweetheart." I told myself I was imagining things, until the day I found the letter. It was my 28th birthday. Mom and Dad had thrown me a huge party, the kind with fairy lights and a live band. Everyone was smiling, raising glasses to me. But later that night, while searching for old pictures to post online, I opened the locked drawer in Dad's study. The one I'd seen him lock 1,000 times. Inside was a yellow envelope with my name on it, written in my mother's handwriting. My hands shook as I opened it. The first line destroyed me. "Emma, if you're reading this, we're sorry. You were never supposed to know the truth." My heart started pounding so loud I could barely hear anything else. The letter was dated 10 years earlier. It went on to say that the man I called Dad wasn't my biological father, that my mother had a brief affair before I was born, and when she got pregnant, they made a decision to lie to everyone, including me, forever. They hid it so well that even my own brother didn't know. I sat on the cold floor of that study, the letter trembling in my hands, feeling like the entire foundation of my life had cracked open. Everything I thought I knew about who I was a lie. And that was only the beginning. The next few weeks became a nightmare I couldn't wake up from. I confronted my mother the following morning. She turned pale the second she saw the letter in my hand. For the first time in my life, I saw real fear in her eyes. She started crying, begging me not to tell anyone. She said they did it to protect me, to give me a stable home, to keep the family together. But all I could hear was 28 years of lies. My father, the man who walked me down the aisle at my wedding, who cried when I graduated, couldn't even look me in the eyes. He just kept repeating, "You're still my daughter." Emma, blood doesn't change that, but it did change everything. I started noticing things I had ignored for years. How my grandmother never quite treated me the same as Daniel. How certain relatives always made strange comments about how I didn't look like anyone on my father's side. How I was never allowed to do a DNA test because it's a scam. The betrayal cut deeper than I can describe. I felt shattered. Every childhood memory suddenly felt fake. Every "I love you" felt conditional. I cried myself to sleep for weeks, asking the same question over and over: why wasn't I worth the truth? Daniel, my own brother, took their side at first. He said I was being dramatic, that I should just move on and keep the family intact. That broke me even more. The one person I thought would always have my back chose the lie over me. I felt so alone, so small, so stupid for believing in a love that was built on secrets. But in that pain, something inside me slowly started to change. The sadness turned into anger, and the anger turned into clarity. I realized they didn't just hide the truth from me. They stole my right to know who I really was. They stole my story, and I decided I wasn't going to let them keep it buried anymore. I planned it for months, quietly, carefully. I collected every piece of evidence, the letter, old medical records I found, messages between my mother and her sister where she confessed everything years ago. I even did the DNA test they had forbidden. The results confirmed it. Then I waited for the perfect moment, our annual family reunion at the lake house. Everyone would be there. Grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, Daniel and his wife. The whole perfect family. On the second night, after dinner, I stood up. My hands were shaking, but my voice was steady. "I have something to share with all of you," I said. I played a short video I had prepared. It started with happy childhood photos of me and my family, then cut to the letter. I read parts of it out loud. I showed the DNA results on the big projector screen. The room went completely silent. My mother started sobbing. My father looked like he had aged 10 years in 10 seconds. Daniel stared at me in disbelief. I looked straight at them and said, "For 28 years, you made me live a lie. You chose your reputation over my truth. Today, I'm choosing myself. I'm not angry anymore. I'm free. And from now on, I will live my life knowing exactly who I am, with or without any of you." I didn't yell. I didn't scream. I simply spoke the truth. And that truth was louder than any revenge I could have imagined. Some relatives were shocked. A few reached out to me later, saying they had always suspected something. My grandmother hugged me and whispered she was sorry. Daniel eventually apologized. My parents tried to make amends, but trust like that takes years to rebuild, if it ever does. I moved out shortly after. I started therapy. I found my biological father's family. They were surprised but kind. I'm building new relationships slowly, on honesty this time. Looking back, I don't regret revealing the secret. The family I thought I had was never really mine. The real gift wasn't revenge, it was finally getting my truth back. If you're watching this and carrying someone else's lie in your heart, hear me, you deserve to know who you are. The truth might hurt, but living in darkness hurts more. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is simply speak the truth out loud. And when you do, you don't just expose the secret, you set yourself free.